Okay, so today we will be talking about 1.2 compositions of functions. Our objectives are to perform operations with functions, find composite functions, and iterate functions using real numbers. The equation that we will be using throughout is 3x, for f of x will be 3x squared minus 4, and for g of x, we are going to be using 4x plus 5. First, we will be adding, and this would be f of x plus g of x equals f plus g of x, and that would look like 3x squared minus 4 plus 4x plus 5. Since 3x squared doesn't have anything to add to, it would just be 3x squared, and so does that 4x doesn't either, so 4x, and then negative 4 plus 5 would be plus 1, and that would be your answer for adding. Now we're moving on to subtraction. And that equals f of x minus g of x. Sorry about the parentheses, those don't go there. And that would look like 3x squared minus 4 minus 4x plus 5, and that would be 3x squared, because that doesn't have anything to add to, minus 4x, because that also doesn't have anything to subtract from, and then this negative converts this positive 5 into a negative, so it'd be negative 4 minus 5, that would be 9, and this would be your answer for subtracting. Now we'll move on to multiplication. And that would equal f of x times g of x, f times g of x, that would be 3x squared minus 4 times 4x plus 5, and now we would distribute. 3x squared times 4x would be 12x cubed, and now 3x squared plus 5, times 5 would be 15x squared. Now negative 4 times 4x would be negative 16x, and then negative 4 times 5 would be negative 20, and that would be your answer for multiplying. And now division, and that equals f of x over g of x, which equals f over g of x. And that would equal 3x squared minus 4 over 4x plus 5. And this would be your answer for division because it doesn't have any common numerators or anything, and we can't do anything to simplify that any further. And then we're going to plug in g for f of x. So for every x that we see in f of x, we plug in g, the equation of g. F of g of x equals f. So f equals 3, and f of x equals 3x squared minus 4, and g of x equals 4x plus 5. So 3, as you can see, has an x after it, so we would plug g in for that, which is 4x plus 5. And since it's a squared, we have to do that 2 times because it has a square. And then minus 4. And then 4x plus times 4x is 16x. And then 4x times 5 is 20x, and then 5 times 4x is 20x, which would, we add those together and it would be 40x. And now 5 times 5 is 25 minus 4. And now we distribute the 3, which would be 48x squared plus 120x. And 3 times 25 minus 4 would multiply to 71. Add to 71. And that would be your answer. That is all for composition of functions.